Hey everyone, Damien Dudovic here from the Tadema Network once more, bringing you another Dawn of War Soulstorm replay, this time on a 1 versus 1 map called Shrine of Excellion. So we've got two stalwart players, got CG Hard as the Space Marines, and CG Pasich as the Imperial Guard. So just have a look to see how they're starting off actually. Got a pretty regular build by the Space Marines, barracks, couple of scouts being put out, and pretty regular build for the Imperial Guard as well, so looking pretty regular so far. So as you can see, this map has got a few main approaches to it, so it's got the right flank, left flank, and the middle approaches as well, with little stairways and all that. And if we just see what the Space Marine starts off with. So it looks like they've started building a Space Marine squad, while the Imperial Guard are, strangely enough, going with their rather usual build of command squad and a couple of Imperial Guardsmen. So nothing too unusual from them, but we're just seeing a bit of a deviation here. We're seeing them building a Commissar as well, so it'll help out a bit of punch to their armies. From the Space Marines, it looks like they're building a second Space Marine squad as well, and they're also building their own listening post. Looks like they're building a second one there as well. I think we've only seen one listening post so far for the Imperial Guard, and it looks like their Commissar is out, and the command squad's out as well. And here we go. Looks like we might have a potential contact. Here we go. So we've got first contact between Space Marines and Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard are doing pretty well with their command squad. Just chasing away the Space Marines while taking fire from the Imperial Guardsmen and their attached Commissar as well. So yeah, they're just letting them run now, taking a few pod shots at them. But at the same time, we've got Space Marines heading, a Space Marine squad heading on the left flank as well. They just seem to be, I'm not entirely sure why they were standing back there for a second, but yeah, they're continuing to move forward. So it looks like they wanted to attack on two fronts at once, and it looks like it might just work. It depends on how much damage the Imperial Guardsmen and the command squad can do on their right flank, but it seems that yeah, Space Marines are decapping a point though. That's more than what we've seen from the Imperial Guard, although they seem to have killed a builder unit from the Space Marines. And let's just have a look. Okay, it looks like the listening post that the command squad is attacking is also being upgraded. A little late, I'd say. It's already down to half health, and yeah, it's just going to die off pretty quickly by the looks of it. And yeah, upgrading it won't actually give it any more health either. For some reason, the Space Marines are letting their second squad sit there. I'm not entirely sure why. They're about to lose a listening post, and it's gone. It's out of here. So pretty good efforts by the Imperial Guard. It's not too shabby at all. Seeing another builder going down by the Space Marines, and nothing much happening in the base for the Imperial Guard. But we've got another battle happening, this time with the full force of the Space Marines at their disposal. But the problem is, yeah, they are up against a command squad and a Commissar, which can actually chase away both squads at once. So seems to be the reason why they went for a Commissar pretty early, actually, to chase away squads like this. So as you can see, they're just chasing around. Imperial Guardsmen, I think they're going into melee. Yes, they're going into melee with Space Marines for whatever reason. But yeah, it looks like Space Marines managed to drive them back, so Commissar's still trying to do... Wow, the command squad took down another listening post. That's pretty good assault by the Imperial Guard, actually. Completely have the Space Marines on the back foot. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, as you can see, we just have Imperial Guard decapturing the point, and command squad and Commissar just mopping up the Space Marines, although it looks like as if the Commissar is dead, I think. Yeah, it looks like he got killed off at some point. Fortunately, I didn't see that. But yeah, they certainly did their damage though. 2 points decapped and 2 listening posts destroyed. That's pretty good effort indeed. And we've got them attacking on the left flank as well. Not bad. But yeah, Space Marines are mounting a bit of a counter-attack with 2 full squads. Keep in mind that even though they have more in each squad, they can still be disrupted relatively easily, because you can only move units as a squad rather than just move single units around from melee units like the command squad. So looks like the Imperial Guard have retreated. It looks like they're gathering their forces in the top right part of the map. Space Marines, it looks like they've fortified a point, and oops. And here we go, we've got another melee going on by the command squad and the Space Marines. What's that? We've got a fresh commissar coming out as well to help out, so unless if the Space Marines pull something out, they looks like as if they're not going to do too well really. I have to, yeah, they're pulling back unfortunately. And we've got the Space Marines going to Tier 2. Imperial Guard have not yet gone to Tier 2, they've gone for tactical control instead, which means they've most likely gone for various upgrades to their Imperial Guardsmen instead, and yeah, we're starting to see that now. So they're adding sergeants, adding grenade launchers, which were pretty nasty when they appear, and yeah, just hiding out in that crater. So things like craters, they provide heavy cover, as you can see. So that provides a little shield icon over them and reduces the amount of damage the infantry and walking vehicles as well receive. So yeah, they've done a pretty good job actually. With Space Marines are holding the middle critical, but from what I can see, the army advantage at the moment is with Imperial Guard, but that might change though, depending on what the Space Marines do when they enter Tier 2. So what kind of upgrades they'll give their squads, what works will they get, maybe they'll finally start getting some command units. Their chaplain, for example, they'll be on Tier 2. Wow, they do a pretty good job in healing the Marines up, unfortunately, and also slowing down other squads like the command squad. But yeah, unfortunately, Space Marines are just getting beaten back again. Those grenade launchers are just incredible at disrupting infantry at long range, actually, or just bombarding it at long range in general. And what do you know, they're actually going for a chaplain and building an armory as well, so it looks like they're probably going to be upgrading their troops. Yes, they're adding sergeants as well, so by the looks of it, they'll be upgrading their troops with heavy weapons eventually, and they'll have the chaplain to assist as well, so not bad effort. As for the Imperial Guard, building more plasma generators, so it looks like they're just going for a regular build there, which means they'll most likely be going for vehicles pretty soon as well. So another thing for the Space Marines to contend with. So Space Marines have also got frag grenades being researched and plasma pistols as well. So perhaps they might be going a bit heavy on hero units, but can't really see that happening at the moment. The problem with the sergeant, and even though he does get plasma pistols, which for a pretty good damage boost, he won't be able to actually attack anything because his plasma pistol has got lesser range than the heavy bolter. So at the moment, though, a single listing post slowly getting blown apart by the little flashlights, well, las guns or whatever they call it, the Imperial Guard, and their grenade launchers as well. And as you can see, we've actually got a couple of them being upgraded with their own plasma guns as well to do a bit more damage to heavier infantry and vehicles too. So, seeing a bit of a concerted defense by these Space Marines, but they don't seem to be... Okay, they're building a machine cult as well, and it looks like they're researching upgrades for their Space Marines as well. But they're seeing quite a few Imperial Guardsmen, and yeah, with the Commissar's ability to execute one of them to stop them from breaking morale, and also making them fire fast, it's going to be a bit tricky for the Space Marines to break through. Plus, if they try to move somewhere else, for example, on the map, then that just leaves their base free for the Imperial Guard. But it looks like the Space Marines have got a response to that. They've got Rhino transports that'll allow them to deal with Imperial Guard at any point in the map, really, in a relatively quick response time. But it looks like the Imperial Guard are doing the same thing as well, though. They're building their own transport, and yeah, got a Nostra battle happening, a pretty close quarters battle happening between the Space Marines and the Imperial Guard. Unfortunately, it seems to have backfired a bit on the Space Marines. They've killed a few Imperial Guard, but yeah, just the proximity to that command squad means that they're pretty liable to get, yeah, to basically get stuck in a melee that they can't really afford. What do you know? They're going for land speeder Tempest, so they're capitalizing on the fact that the command squad doesn't have a Psyker in it, so pretty pretty good move actually, and yeah, it looks like they're just going for the transport as well. So if I remember correctly, I think the Imperial Guard were also building a Sentinel, but I can't seem to see one, so they might be in reserve. It doesn't look like it. I guess they just might have cancelled building it, which is too bad for them, because they really could have done with that sort of anti-vehicle unit against the land speeder Tempest. But yeah, it looks like they're finally building a Sentinel now, so that's Tempest is going to have its work cut out for it. In fact, it looks like the Space Marines in general have their work cut out for them. I'm pretty surprised the Imperial Guard haven't decapped that middle critical, because if they leave it for too long, then the Space Marines will actually win the game just because of that. But yeah, perhaps they don't want to dedicate a whole squad to decapping it or something. But in either case, yeah, the Sentinels are decapping it for them anyway, while they're just assaulting the Space Marine base. So yes, appears to be a rather major assault on the Space Marine base, and the game is only half over. So how will they counteract this? I wonder. We'll have to see how that works. So they're driving the transport up, jumping in the assault Space Marines to get into melee with Imperial Guardsmen, so giving a bit of a taste of their own medicine. And at the same time, their Rhino transport is driving around. Well, land speeder Tempest is providing a bit of damage as well. So as you can see, the command squad is just making a beeline for the Space Marines, but Space Marines are able to do quite a bit of damage on them actually. Yeah, looks like we got power weapons being researched for the Space Marines as well, so that'll give their sergeants and commanders slightly better melee weapons. So